Well, good afternoon. It's VindaCator here from iPlayMore.com. Quick reminder, subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. And go to iPlayMore.com. Sign up for a video game test. So I'm the game designer developer for a game called Thunder. Now, just talking about the multiplayer tests, we've got a few things that are cooking. I don't have any dates yet. But one of the things that we got cooking, obviously, is a rebuild on a test that we did. But there's two other things happening. One, we have a programmer that's joined the team. Should be 3 of them coming, but there's one signed on and active. And it's taken all week to, download the game and get it all set up and stuff like that. So we're going to have to reset our dates. I was hoping to have something new to show today, but as far as programming goes, but nothing new today. But it's coming. And so this is the map that I made laying out the game. You can see Bear Isle, that's where we're working. I'll show you that today. There's just a little square. Actually, the next image is a little easier to show. And then we're going to work on the Forever map. And good news from our new level guy. He said that he's getting into level streaming. And he said today that that is going to help the performance of the game. So instead of loading the whole game, it'll just stream. And I don't know much about that, but hey, that's good news. So there's the Bear Isle. So all we're showing today is a little square here we've got developed. The guys are going to work on expanding this. We had a meeting, and it's very exciting. Be nice to have that all done. Now let's talk about the Brood. This is Balaam, done by Patrico. And so on the left-hand side, you got Balaam, and then on the right, you've got his latent ability manifesting. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but it's going to be kind of a cool thing in our game. And then Suiel, again by Patrico. And then Cephalatus, done by Luciano. And then for the kin, we've got Tally. It was drawn and inked by Andrea, and then Maria finished that up. And then this was drawn by Scott Clark. Late Scott Clark passed away. Young guy, too, in his 40s. Kind of sad. Worked with DC Comics and came in early and helped us do some character development. And so Maria finished up that work. And then she did some air all by herself. So we're slowly getting the characters done. Got about half done. And here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in the game. I didn't have any time to do any sort of promotion today. Got some nice little glitches and complications happening, but I'm just going to jump in. We're going to have time of day, so you can see the day is going to change here as the game loads. So this is kind of like an early morning thing. Now I got some new things, some new power-ups to show, but I'm going to let the sun come up a little bit more. So we're going to do things a little different today. Here's the Brood Shrine. Now the game design talks that this is level 1. And what's going to happen above that? That's the chest opening. What's going to happen in level 1 is this is going to be a lock on the top of there, which is going to be a letter. So if I'm on the kin, I'm going to see a Brood letter. And if I'm on the Brood, I'm going to see a kin letter. And I've got to go visit the shrines in order to unlock that. Now, that can just be as easy as your team going to all the different locations and sitting in the shrines and unlocking them. So what we do is we have level 2, which builds a bit of a containment around that's enforceable, that you can defend. And then level 3 actually locks it so that they would have to break into it to unlock it. So that's how that works. And every time we create more of a stronghold or a kingdom or an empire or a dynasty, that relocks. Hello, Henrique. So I guess I gotta head. Oh, so we got blue sky now. Henrique worked his butt off to get in our new power-ups. see how they're looking with the... I always seem to go near that bear. Alright, so I also did something else here. I put the... Oh. I'll just shut my mouth because it's not there anymore. So here's the new power-ups. So that's freedom. That's your ability to fly. Short term. This is not with, so that'll make you invisible. That is not, sorry, notability. Take a good look at the light hitting that. Oh, sorry, no. That's notch up. I don't even know my own power-ups yet. And then that's notability. So that's 5 times damage, this guy right here. They're not working yet. They've just got him in. And notch up, that'll notch up your shields and your energy. And if you're in a shrine, it'll be even a little more powerful. This makes you invisible. This makes you fly. There we go. And this is return. So if you end up in the pit, you can use that. And what I'm going to do is just show you the pit. I was going to move a spawn to the pit. Now it's going to show some other things. I got a bunch of audio done, but alas, it isn't working. Unreal is being nasty to me today. It seems like if you have no time, it wants to screw up. Nature. Oh, I'm pushing all the wrong buttons again. We did have this fixed, but we undid it. So I don't know what I'm doing now. All right. All right. So when you're banished in our game, because there's no death in our game, you're going to fall from here. And if I had that return, I could push it and immediately spawn out of the pit. And I'm not gonna, so you'd basically, let's just show you. So I'd have my claw, that would be it. And that's very limited flight ability. We don't have that all functioning yet. Hopefully next week. And then this path is opposite of that path. So they don't intertwine at all. I'm gonna just cheat. Of course, I'm not banished. And there's the pet pill. So that's going to roll down the path. And you're going to want to jump over those, because if you pick up too many, yes, you're going to come up faster, but you're also going to fall off. All right. So, hello. Thanks for stopping in. I had no time to promote this, so. Technical difficulties. All right, so if you push your return, oops, you're going to spawn right back here. And so this is your home tree. This is just a placeholder. We're actually going to model this up. There's actually going to be an area up above that if you can fly up to, and there's going to be... Hey, how you doing? Somebody on YouTube now. Yeah, you're going to be able to fly up there and get supplies. That's where the supply room's going to be. So anyways, let's just do a little bit of the gameplay so you can see what we got going on so far. So in our game, you capture your own throne. And this is a team-based game, multiplayer online, which we don't have working yet. Oh, the good news about that is any one of the programmers that are starting with us are going to be able to fix that. We've talked about it. And we decided that getting these devices to function, so you can see on my device, so on my right hand, you see that little display window there? That's going to have your energy on it. So we're going to get devices working first, then you know, all the hits and all that kind of stuff, so that it makes sense and it counts. And then we're going to get scepters working after that. All right. So, Henrique, I see that you got the rainbow shield there showing up. So you can see on the bottom there. 80%. Oh, it's... And then things like that, you see those blasts go on forever. So you're going to have a programmer terminate that kind of stuff. All right, so let's capture the enemy throne. So again, my whole team can press in around here. Of course, there's going to be enemies. This is multiplayer online. And so they're going to be fighting. A little bit of a bug there.
King of Dominations.
So I've been announced as king. Now this is a no recoil texture here. So now the ability to sit at the wall and catch enemies as they're coming. Of course, they can come from all 3 dimensions. All right, so let's just talk about... So in the early game... And actually, I was able to get into some of the game doc a little bit. I'm trying to avoid doing that because there's so much detail there. And what I'm trying to do with the guys is just keep this very simple. Just get this up and playable. And then we can worry about all the details later. So all you need to do is touch your home throne. So now I have an Empire, no recoil here. So the next thing, after we get these devices functioning, so they're going to have a right click, a left click, and a right click. So different kind of functions on each. We have to get the splash damage working. We have to get the flash, muzzle flash working. And then, of course, when it hits an enemy, it needs to take shield. So all that stuff is into the layout for code. And so now the programmers will work on it. So, and I can tell we got a good programmer because the first thing he asked me, he's like, so we're going to take time to make sure that this is right so we don't have to redo it down the road. I mean, he didn't say those exact words, but basically that's what he's saying. And I said, yeah, exactly. And so when we have stuff to show, it will be good. So this throne is also no recoil. So basically what's going to happen is I have got 6 throne energy. You see that 6 there? I'm just rolling my mouse wheel to see that. And all I'm going to do is come here, look down. There's going to be a 4-way choice, and I'm going to pick the kind of throne I want and place it. This is a lightning throne. That's going to cause my scepter to work. And now as people are coming up the path, not only do I have the ability to shoot at them, my first shot's got to be pretty accurate. And there's going to be lightning because it's a lightning scepter and the lightning throne. And I'm going to freeze them into place. And then I can blast away at them and take their shield, so can my team. That's how that's going to work. So, let's go look at the power-ups again. I never really have a plan on this. It's like last minute. Oh my god, I gotta go live. So let's just talk about devices and shields. Okay, so we saw our base device, which is a claw. Then you have the Dark Agony, which is that side of that shield. And that energy right there. And that works in conjunction with this device, which is that side, the light side. And that energy is for the device. Then we've got the Wolverine, red, which red energy is there. And the shield to protect it is this guy. If I don't get so close and I pick him up, then I have to wait. And its companion is the Stingray. Now we still got to get all the stuff working, so I won't worry about showing you its dysfunction yet. Then we've got the hog, and that's that blue energy right there, that guy in the middle. And then that's the shield that protects you from. And then its companion is the H2O. So that's going to be basically a water gun that takes blue shield on the left mouse. On the right mouse, it'll be, it'll shoot icicles. So like a minigun. And that's the beautiful shield that protects you from. Love how that looks in the light. All right. Oh, and then of course, whoops, I'm in a plant here. So then we got the rare devices. And that'll take that bottom shield there, that 94%. And then its companion. So this one was in before. We got a lot of work to do on these. There's a lot of special effects and stuff on them too. And then, please what? You want me to shoot it? Is that what's going on? But I was reworking sounds today and I don't have them yet, so I'm kind of mad at that. Anyways, that's the energy for it, the rare energy for the rare devices. You're not going to have them on your character. You're going to have to go discover them. They'll be in the pit. That's all I'm going to say. So this is the freedom. So when you pick that up, you'll be able to do the things that I do, which is this wonderful jump. So I'm just holding spacebar. Takes me up about that high. And that's it. So you'll be able to do that. I'm going to change that so that you can actually reuse it when you're in the air, so to wait until you're till the ground again. This one makes you invisible. This one pumps up your energy and your shields. Shoot the stingray. Okay, I'll do it. I'm just embarrassed because these things aren't working right yet. There's the notability, so that's 5 times damage. Henrique, you did an awesome job on that, man. That just looks amazing. And those are made of very rare minerals. The whole idea, no, this is not now. This is down the road. You'll be able to collect those minerals, and then you'll be able to manufacture these. Sorry, collect the minerals, purify them, manufacture devices. That's down the road. And this is return. So that's what I showed you. When you're in the pit, you can just select that and push enter, keyboard enter that is, and that'll work. I think that's how we'll do it. And these things you'll be able to pick up right now. They're just show and tell. All right, I will shoot the devices. Okay, so here's the claw. Slight pull ability. Left click is going to put me into a pod and protect me, but we don't have that up yet. We almost pushed the F buttons again. And then we have the agony. Now right click on this is going to be a tie bond, which means that I'm going to be looking for new players because they give me the most protection, and I'm going to right click and tie bond to them and connect myself, and wherever I go they're going to be dragged behind unless they use their claw to cut it. And we're going to share shields. It's a very unique gameplay element in the game, so that people are seeking out new players and making them feel comfortable. Because that's the whole thing, is if a new player comes in, this is a statistic, not my thing, but this is what I read, and if they don't get a kill, they never load the game again. So that's kind of sad, especially for a game like this that's got a lot going on. It's going to take you more than a game to get it down. All right, so then we have the Wolverine. Here we go, Stingray. Okay, so this is going to be doing bouncers, and I've changed it. It just goes up forever. Okay, that's totally wrong. It's going to bounce around. It's like a grenade. And then the right click is going to be, it's called a stinger. And so that's like a mine that you can leave. You can stack them up. You can put them inside players. It's a lot of fun. And then the hog. So I'm just doing the right click. Put some push on it. And then the H2O. And then it's going to be icicles on the other one, but we don't have that working yet. The Oculus. So this attacks the rare shield directly, and all shields as well. So it doesn't really matter what shields you got. And then that guy. I've got all new sounds for this. I'm sorry, I tried to put them in. But, I don't know, Unreal's not being nice to me. Alright. I definitely love the movement in this game. Oh, and then the end game is you're going to be building thrones across the level. That'll be the second thing we do after we get devices working, is get the scepters and the thrones working. And then once you build them all the way across the level, you'll come and destroy the enemy's throne icon, which is this thing. If I was Brood, that would be the enemies. Let's go look at the Brood side. Oh, yeah. Let's go look at the... Oh, I couldn't quite get that. Had too much momentum and not enough height. So Henrique put this all on top here. This is a no recoil, so let's pick a recoil device. And it's pretty cool because you'll be able to shoot very accurately. And let's say somebody's leaving, I want to chase them. I just jump up and I got recoil. How will the hitbox be? It's the same size of the enemy, or will it be bigger so that it's easier to hit the enemy? That's an excellent question. If I've got my wings out, so as soon as I do this, I got wings out, I'm a bigger target. So exactly right. So that's what we do. So if you're flying, you're a bigger target. If you're sitting on the throne, well, you're a sitting duck target. So it's going to be much easier to shoot something that's not moving. And if somebody's doing all this crazy movement, well, then you're going to have to try to freeze them or hold them. Oh, and if anybody knows anything about this silly frame interval thing, I keep getting a report every time I stream that my frame interval is wrong. It's supposed to be 2, and it's 1. But I've changed it to 2, and it even reported the first time I changed it that it was working properly. So I have no idea. All right, so that's the Brood Lightning Throne. You can see a little bit of a lightning shape there. And same thing, no recoil on this. But it's going to be nice having scepters working. So the whole... I'll just kind of reiterate this. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because it's so important. So when we were making our first prototype, the guys removed the limitations on the game engine. And honestly, it made it much, much more fun. And I'll just say this again, too. This is where the story is going to take place. Around the campfire. And anyways, so they took the limitations off the game engine, and it was a lot more fun. And it wasn't big and open like this. This is kind of the direction we wanted to go in, but we were limited. And so... But it was a lot more fun, but it was very difficult to shoot each other. So the programmer said, do you want me to put the limitations back on? I said, no, let me design around it. And that's where I came up with the idea of the scepter. You can see with the rail type gun, that's pretty fast. So you can get pretty accurate. That's how the lightning is as well. The lightning strikes somebody and holds them. Very accurate. We did a test on that in our first prototype. It worked great. We didn't get very far with it, but at least we were able to test out the whole concept. And it worked. So that was great. And so this time, probably in the next couple weeks, we'll get that stuff worked out. There's the sun. Why does the sun always seem in a different place? That was over there before. I don't think we got that quite right. It's supposed to be setting behind that fortress, rising behind that one. So I don't think that's quite right yet. So, I mean, and that's the other thing for the videos is that the guys from my team watch them. And they can make adjustments and stuff. Better than me typing and taking screenshots. Anyways, that's what we got so far. And really looking forward to getting into the multiplayer. Really looking forward to getting all these devices working. You know, and just seeing what it's like when there's other people in here. And how hard it is to get them. So we're coming into the night time of the daylight cycle. You can see my sky is now red again. So yeah, just to reiterate, the hitbox will change depending on what the player is doing. So yeah, next week we're working on... the programmer should be working on the device. Hopefully we'll get some of those things done. I can show that off next week. As far as modeling goes, we're going to be working on more of these placeable thrones. There's 4 types. These are lightning types. But we also want to get ice, fire, and storms in. So I've been working on sounds for all that. In fact, I did a whole bunch of audio work in 24-bit, and this only works in 16-bit, so I'm just converting all of that. So that's going to be great. Oh, we should start seeing stars come out here pretty quick. So we're losing our red now. It is pretty cool. So the whole idea here, and I don't know if this is going to last forever, but the whole idea here is that the clock runs for 35 minutes. You can see that little counter up there. And what we're going to do is move that to the inside of your scepter, so the left-hand wrist. I was going to put some cheats in here, but I didn't get around to that yet. Anyways, and so the whole idea is that the timer, you know, you'll run a whole day cycle in a level. Now, to be fair, every level is not 35 minutes. There are different victory conditions. So if you came and eliminated the entire enemy team, then that would end the round. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. If that's ending the whole level, it might. But when we have an open world, a bunch of arenas, we'll have to rethink our strategy on the day and night cycle. All right. I wish I knew how to say your name. I guess I could try. But anyways, this is from YouTube again. I see that there are many types of weapons. Well, they do the same damage. If not, how do you plan to balance them? No, they all do completely different things. So I want to talk about something here, because this is not something I designed up front, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. So let me just roll the mouse wheel. So you can see that I've got the black and white shield at the top, then the blue shield, then the red shield, and then the rare shield at the bottom. So I'm just rolling my mouse wheel over and over again to keep it up. So let's say that somebody's a new player, and so they're going to just pick what they like, and that's usually the hog. It's a beam weapon. We still got a lot of work to do on these things, but it's a beam weapon. And oh yeah, that's the other little thing. Note to self: I need the little ding-a-ling-a-ling when you make it connect to an enemy player. Something we had in our first game. I really liked that. So, anyways, we'll get to that. So they're going to be using this, and basically you have two. You have that, and you have this, and you're going to switch between them. This is probably a longer range. This is a closer range. The cool thing about this is on the right click, it's like a minigun, so you're going to be able to shoot guys going across the sky. You have to lead them a little bit or whatever. If you're so lucky to get one of these rare devices, well, they are extremely powerful. It's a jet matrix device. You float around on it. We're just working on designing that out. Now, if you like powerful stuff, then you could use this, which is like a railgun, very powerful, but you got to be accurate. And then its cleanup is a rapid impact, which kind of like a rocket launcher. Some good recoil for rocket jumping. So you really have a choice. Now this all goes hand in hand. So if you're using a lightning throne, all you're doing is holding people. If you're using a fire throne, well then you're going to want to use your red devices. And the fire thrones do damage to the red shield. The blue, you'd probably want to use ice, which does damage to blue shield. And of course, this one with ice is going to be great because it's a water. So things are balanced. I guess what I'm trying to say is things are balanced across these various dynamics. In the very beginning of the game, there is no throne powers. Not until you start placing thrones. So, and that can happen quite early. Your teammate, basically 16 of your teammates are going to be staying at home base, and they are going to be collecting throne energy and placing thrones. So when you come back, there's going to be thrones that are already, they're going to have powers you're not. If you are an aggressive player, so you're out trying to take thrones and be the leader, the high-scoring player. And that's what this game's all about. The high-scoring player is the prince, is the king, is the emperor. You get all the glory at the end. Which is pretty typical for a first-person shooter, so we've just kind of done the same thing, so it feels familiar. What isn't typical is this scepter. And so, of course, lightning does no damage, but it does a longer hold. Ice does a shorter hold, but does damage to blue. Storms does damage to your black shield, your black and white shield. And fire does damage to red. So that's how that works. Everything's unique and different, and it's not a perfect, you think of balance, you think of perfect. And let me just talk about balance for a second. When we first made our very first version of this game, it was perfectly balanced. And that was a huge mistake because it was so balanced that nothing could ever happen. So what I quickly realized, that's why we have the fountain at the center, and you create a stronghold there, is because that's where the game begins to become unbalanced. And you got to unbalance the game so somebody can win. So just a little bit of design theory there. But these are great. I really love this. Notability. 5 times damage. There's no other game out there with anything close to that. And they can't do that because they have such limited shields. All right, so we're 5 minutes. We've got stars. And that's that. Well, I don't think there's anything else I'm going to talk about. We'll just go up into the snow here a little bit, maybe. A lot of games don't let you do this sort of thing, like go up into places like this. We tried anywhere you can see. We try to let you go. And these snowflakes pick up the color of the sky. I don't know why, but that's what they do. We'll figure that out. That's all just placeholder stuff. Everything here is prototype, very early stage. We're having some interesting things when people try to load this the first time. So we got to find a solution for that. It was suggested that we could come up with a very simple level to load first to get all our stuff in and then load this more complicated thing. But all we're looking at, let's just go back to our map here for a second. All we're looking at is this little square And what we're going to be building, so that little squares here, is all of this. This first. So first, second, third, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9, 10, 11 maps in that order. But we're going to get into level streaming, so that's going to really help. But anyways, so I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm feeling a little scattered because it was like last minute that I got this working. So, and I didn't get my stuff in to show off. So next week. Anyways, it's VindaCator saying thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the flip side. So I'll check back in next week. Hopefully next week we'll have a little bit more code done so I can show off some of that stuff. And then, I don't know, 3 weeks, we should be able to not only test multiplayer and assure that it's working, but be able to promote a date and have our devices and have our scepters functioning so that it will be fun. So it's VindaCator. Oh, I didn't turn on my video. Nobody said anything. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm scattered today. Anyways, it's VindaCator saying thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the flip side. It's VindaCator, and I am out.